welcome to Slayerfest 98. I'm Ian Carlos Crawford.
Oh, goodness. Should we even be here? My name is Zachary, Patton, Garcia. We shouldn't be here for this news,
No,
honestly. The
no, we
next one was
shouldn't.
supposed to be like an update, a teaser that dropped or some shit like that.
Yeah, we were even talking about possibly doing an episode on the Dumois like rumor email.
Yeah.
Good thing we didn't.
I wonder how true that was, though. So, like, from everything that we've gathered, just right off the bat, I guess, right? It seems like the decision came down pretty quick. Like, maybe it had been rumbling, but it came down pretty quick, and all of a sudden is what Sarah and everybody's been kind of saying. But so I don't know. I feel like there's a mix of truth in both. All right, like the truth, that side is true, but I feel like there was a little bit of the Dumois stuff that was probably
Yes.
true also, right? Like I feel like the pilot was good.
I
I choose to believe it.
I I can't like I do I did now I can't remember if I was told this or it was in Sarah Michelle Gellar's
Mhm.
interview that was an issue about the episode like count. Um like that was kind of what they were disputing or what
Mhm.
they thought was being disputed more so than like, ooh, the show's not going to get picked up. um but first, before we get into like, I want to talk, I teach how to source things.
Oh,
So
goodness.
if I say like I've heard, it's not I fucking saw a Reddit thread. If it's a Reddit thread, I will say, oh, I saw on Reddit, who knows.
Yeah.
If you listen to this podcast, you can assume that I like know some people. And all gays like to talk. I got told about the revival like weeks before it was announced, a month, I think, um, by someone that I didn't even. I was like, "Meh, that's probably not true," but then it was true, and that person has been a consistent source that has been 100%
Yeah,
throughout.
listen, y'all. Ian's got a Rolodex. Okay, you gotta trust that he's got a Rolodex here, and all of this news that's been coming out, we've known about because I get the trickle down. Okay, it comes down to me. We have known about this news, so like anything that you have sent me, Ian, it's just a matter of waiting days,
Yeah,
and then we wait, and then it happens. So like, I have to trust the sources that you have, the actual people that are DMing you and texting you about this news because all of it has seemed to come to fruition,
right.
in
Like
all the
I
conversations
remember
we've had.
I remember us discussing like, who knows if that reboot could be true, and like it left my brain, and then it was like, oh right, it is happening.
Hmm.
And I feel like you were always a little bit more on the positive side with that, like, well, it could, and I was kind of like, I don't know. Um, but yeah, you've seen, I've like sent you screenshots of texts, I've like shown you stuff, and it's been pretty
Yeah, I'm the
legit.
test. I've got
Yeah,
testimony, y'all. My
yeah.
testimony is here. Okay,
Because listen, I
5 stars, Ian, on your gossiping.
thank you. Thank you. I would be really good at that, except for I'd forget. Because like, if you tell me and I can't tell someone, I'm gonna tell Zach, Kirsten, and Kim. Those are the
Absolutely.
rules. And yeah, so just wanted to verify, like, put that out there. Like, if I say I heard, because someone was like, "Here's a real source," and it was a Reddit thread, and I was like, "This isn't a real source. This could be anyone."
Hmm.
Like, but they were like, they were saying like, "Oh, this says what you're saying is true. Like, this is a real person," and I'm like, "Wait, I don't know who that Reddit person is." Like,
Yeah, it's not. There's no name attached to it, right?
yeah,
But the people that you're talking to, you know who they
yes,
are,
yes,
and they're people involved in the world of which this was being created.
yes,
So,
yes. So I
it's
just
not
wanted
somebody
to.
who works over at the Netflix
It's not.
offices.
It's not me and you.
Somebody who's working on the damn production. Come on now.
Yeah. It's not me and you trading rumors to each other, just
It
like
was
making up
Christine
shit.
Sutherland.
Yeah, yeah,
She
yeah.
delivered all the information to us.
But so I just wanted to like, I like stress to my students, even if it's a friend that you like post something and you just like,
Mhm.
that friend is smart, maybe just check. And so I would verify these things. And some of the things that I like couldn't verify, I would not say, and then they would
Mhm.
still end up being true. Um, So I did hear about the cancellation before, and you and I even
Yeah.
talked about it because I was like,
This has
nah,
been
nah,
like kind
nah.
of weeks though. So when the Dumois thing came out, we were kind of like going back and forth on whether we thought it was true. And then when you would reach out to your sources about it, they were telling you more that it doesn't look like it's going through.
Yeah.
but we still clung to the Dubois. We're like,
We did. We
well,
did.
fuck your sources.
I suddenly was like, they don't know what they're talking about. Nah, that's
Yeah,
not.
so that's why I do feel like the Dumois had some elements of truth in it, right? Like I think,
Yeah.
was it Dumois? Are we sure about
Yeah.
that? See, I don't know about sources. I don't know the end of my source.
Because you
I
taught me how to say it. I didn't know how to
well
say it.
that seems like it's the episode count part seems like it was probably a holdout moment,
Yeah.
right? But I feel like even at the if it got down to the nitty gritty of it, they would have taken on 8 episodes. They'd have just gone with the 8 episodes. They
Right.
weren't gonna let this whole thing tank over 8 episodes.
That's what I think too. Um, but yeah, so we were gonna do that episode, and then we both kept it, oh, we'll do it soon, and then suddenly the
Well, you
show
were getting
was
too many sources that were
yeah,
saying, I don't know, it's not looking promising. And then we were kind of just like, well, let's just hold out on that. And
yeah.
then and
Man,
then this
I
this news, correct?
did not want to believe it was true. Uh, so when the video went live, I forget what I was doing. I think, oh, I was at Wawa waiting
There's
for,
video.
yeah, when Sarah's video went live, I was at Wawa and I got like 10, like all at the exact same time texts, fully out of context, being like, oh my God, did you see the news? I'm heartbroken. Are you okay? And I
Yeah.
was like, Sarah Michelle Gellar died. Oh my God. Like that was my
I hate that
first,
that's your first thought.
because I
That's the
was
first
like,
thing that came through your
what could
mind.
universally be something that everyone knows I would be
I
upset
was I
about?
was painting my mom's living room this weekend, and so I started similarly getting text messages from people saying sorry. I was like, what the fuck, man?
Right?
And it was Adam Straw, and he DM'd me like a big in all caps no. And immediately my brain went to, oh my God, it's Buffy. She's not there. It got canceled, and it's not happening. And I went and checked his DM, and it was Sarah's video, and I'm like, fuck,
Yeah.
shit.
Um, and our girl's a good actor, but I do think she was genuinely upset about it.
Oh, absolutely. You can see it. You can see it. And I feel like listen, she didn't come back to this lightly. Like a lot of stars had to align for her to come back to this. And I do think, whether you have heard about what the plot was going to be or not, and you agree with it or not, it was something that sat really right with her
Yeah.
and felt right to her. And I feel like she had a lot of creative decision in that and was really proud of the work that they were doing. And she seemed really let down. Now, also, because that also, I don't know, the video came off as like, yeah, it's just not happening, and
Yeah.
that was really a bummer. But and then everybody else started posting about it, and like Ryan started posting about it, and I didn't even watch hers. I haven't watched Ryan's. I'm
Hers
like,
is really sad. I was like,
I don't want to be sad. It was a big bummer. We do have hope actually
we have
now,
hope.
but we're not there yet. But
No.
this first wave really fucking like killed me for about a day or
It
so.
was, yeah, right? Like, it sounds goofy to say that, like, a show that we didn't even get to watch, we're upset about, but like,
I'm not fucking upset about it.
no, but
Rob
I'm
Zombie's
saying I
is my
am.
hero. Yeah, no, I like that's here's the thing, right? I get sick and tired of the titty babies online, and y'all may be calling us the titty babies for crying about this. So fair, touche.
Fair, fair, fair enough.
But here's the thing, right? If like you're sitting there going, I think we dodged a bullet. I think it was going to be bad anyway. You didn't have to watch it. You truly didn't have to watch it. And that new reboot, the whatever the fuck it was going to be called,
Right.
revival, that existing would not have done anything to the show that already exists. So go back and watch the show that already exists and the people that actually want this. Come on. So if you're in the Buffyverse, if you're in the Buffy fandom, support that. Support us getting Sarah Michelle Gellar coming back into her most powerful, most iconic role.
It's just such weird, like, I don't know. It's such a weird thinking to like want it to
Yeah.
fail. Um, I mean, I know I said this a bunch of times, but like, I really loved the X-Files as a
Mhm.
kid. The revival sucked. It had the same showrunner as the original series. The guy hadn't updated his writing since like 1996. It was the problem. And like, I just stopped watching it,
Yeah. It's
and it
super
did
easy to do
nothing.
that.
Yeah,
When we were watching Wolfpack, that was what it's called, right?
yeah.
Fucking hated that show by the end. I was so
Zach
like,
hated it.
I hated that fucking show. But I know that I said in that last sort of reaction that we did that this show is for some people, and I hope y'all get a season two
Yeah.
because y'all will watch it, but I probably won't watch. That's just as easy as you can make it, right?
And like you and
If
I,
it's not for you, it's not for you.
we would never
But
want a
let other
Sarah
people
Michelle Gellar project to fail.
let people enjoy things. It's
Yeah.
okay, you know.
That, I had to edit the first like meme dump I did because it did really well. My comments have been a nightmare since the video premiered. People wanting to tell me I'm wrong, people wanting to say, no, 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 it was gonna suck. You don't know. And like, just shut up. Just shut up. So I had to like edit my caption to be like, please stop telling me.
Honestly, like, are y'all living in the world that we are living in? Because it just sucks. Everything sucks. Everything's grim. Everything's miserable. Everything. And do you really want to add on to that? You want to be miserable people and just add
Right?
on to that? Just like, don't watch it. Watch the original show. And I feel like that's as simple and as easy as it can be for you. Um,
And like, so I had to like edit it to say that, like, please stop
mm,
telling me. And just today, like right before this, someone, of course, anonymous profile was like, now I'm glad it got canceled. You spoiled privileged brat that you're saying you're policing what people can say.
yeah, I'm sure as hell gonna police y'all.
And it's
Fuck y'all.
like, yeah, I'll fucking block you too, dickhead. Like,
Mm,
and like someone else, which I felt a little bad, but someone else DM'd me and was like, I thought you liked diverse opinions. And I was like, you're right, I do. But being like, you're wrong to have been
well, I just
excited
want
about
to.
this is not,
I want to know what it does to the original show. Like, what would those people answer if you're listening to this, if you're watching this? Go ahead and this is your chance to comment
yeah.
because this is my genuine question to you. What would it do to the original show for this to exist?
And
I don't
it,
know. Yeah, just I
I
mean,
think I,
comics are already kind of crazy, right? You
right.
didn't let that ruin it for you.
And I didn't like, I was very hit or miss with the comics. Sometimes I loved them,
Yeah,
sometimes I didn't. That was fine. I don't know. And I was still, because I forget, you didn't really read, you read them like after, right? You read some of them.
yeah. I mean, I read them as they came out.
Oh, you did read, I thought you read like the trades as they came out. Like even though I was hit or miss on it, I was still excited to get those comics. Like
Yeah,
Buffy and X-Men, there was a comic shop that was near my work in New York. I knew when the new Buffy issue would come out and I would go to the comic shop and be like excited to read it. Even
hmm
though it wasn't, and it wasn't as good as the show, of course, but like that's okay.
yeah.
It did not ruin anything.
It shouldn't ruin anything because the product is already created. It's already there. The hands that have made it have already clapped off the dust and, put their
It's
gloves back on.
it's a really boring way of thinking, and it's like a sentient Facebook comment where it's like, say something new. I've heard this
Mm,
said 10 times. Say something new.
yeah.
Because I remember when and I'm positive I've said this before too, when the new Star Wars toys came out when I was a kid. My brother was like, "Oh, they suck. They're not as good as the originals." And the originals like they are 70s toys where like it looks like nothing. It's like everyone has the same shape.
We're
Like,
thinking of different Star Wars toys. I just realized too. It's
yeah, the ones that came out when I was a kid are the yeah.
Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah. But like I remember him being like so annoying about how much the new ones
Mm,
sucked and being like, but they look more like them and they can
yeah.
move better. Why are you saying they suck? And that is such a like boring mentality. Like I feel like in my life I try to avoid tropiness, even though I am a trope. Like, oh, the over emotional gay nerd. But like I just try to like, okay, let's think about that a little differently. Let's bring a new thought to this, or just shut the fuck
Yeah.
up. And so yeah, I just like I hate hearing that because also if you're like, I'm really upset about this thing, why would I be like, no,
Mm,
stupid. That thing you
yeah.
were happy about sucked. I didn't even see it, but I know it sucks. Like,
I mean,
ugh.
there's people out there who just feel good, fun, and dandy doing that
Yeah.
anyway. And just, it's miserable people, and miserable people are going to be miserable people. So,
Yes. And so yeah, so we got the videos and then we got Sam Gellar's People interview.
the very next day or day after.
I think it was the day after. Yeah.
Okay, within days,
Uh-huh.
within at least by the second day, right? Now this is the whole People magazine article, which is already seemed pre-planned, but it did seem like there was like an addition added onto it, right? Because she had a phone
Yes.
call with them, and that's when she sort of like open. And it is a real open, you know how all those articles always start with Sarah Michelle Gellar opens up about whatever, and it usually tends to be nothing. Oh, she opened up on this one. she said she everything short of exposing the name, right? She figures people
Yes.
can find that out on their own, and they have. And basically, what it came down to, was they were all blindsided. I'm sure they probably knew that things weren't going
They were, yeah,
well,
at least
but
had like an
but
inkling,
I
but
think she was about to get on stage, right, and go promote Ready or Not too, because she does her fucking job. Hulu, she'll be out promoting your
yes.
shit. Um,
And Chloe Zhao's
and
getting ready for the fucking
A
Oscars.
fucking Oscars, man. Oscars, right? Why are you gonna shit on just and then they get a call that comes down? And I think Sarah even said like the head of Searchlight or some shit like that.
Was surprised,
Um,
yeah.
was it Searchlight? Is that who it is?
Yeah,
I don't know. All these companies,
I
they all
know.
suck.
Because they're all
Um,
owned by the same company, and I
they all suck, man. They all suck. They're all big wigs who don't watch anything but MASH. Um, and but they were all, all blindsided, and basically it just came down really quick that it's just not going to happen. And she said that in her article that a male executive had pretty much from the beginning been he wasn't a fan of the original show anyway. He watched a little bit of it and he said this is just not for me, and never failed to let them know throughout the entire filming of the pilot and development that he did was not a fan of the show. Um, and he was the one who had ultimate say on like killing the project, you know.
and it is so. Also, I want to say that I knew the name of that executive, the guy that has been my consistent like 100% source. I don't know the name of any fuck. Why would I know the
Mhm.
name? But I knew the name because he told me. And it what she said like aligned with the story the guy gave me that like a lot of people wanted it to happen. It did have issues, but
Mhm.
like everyone kind of thought, well, they'll reshoot, but then the guy didn't, right? And so,
Yeah.
and I had people because someone on Twitter, uh, I'm not going to name any names because I don't want anyone to whatever. But there was like a scooper who was like, I found out from my sources, Sarah Michelle Gellar's lying. She's doing bullshit PR, and no one liked the project. Everyone hated it. It was always going to be canceled. Like she's a liar. And I was like, do not
Do not call Sarah Michelle Gellar a
call Sarah Michelle
liar.
Gellar a liar.
Sarah
Like,
Michelle Gellar is really good at PR, but she's
yeah.
not gonna throw in a lie.
Mm-mm.
She's gonna do her job. So there's a very intentional move with this
Right.
People
Yes.
magazine article that I or this inclusion in the People magazine article. And I think she's trying to save this project. I
I
think
think she
she's
is.
trying to get it made. She's still pushing forward, and that makes me so damn proud of her. And that is why I trust her with this, right? That like should show any Buffy fan that we can trust her with this, and that she is willing to work with people. She is willing to figure it out. I think sort of the complaint was because I saw this with like a Deadline article, right? That it the pilot was too young and they
Yeah.
wanted more Buffy. They wanted it a little bit more adult, which is I'm so in favor for. That's the route that I would go for. You know, I would love that. And it seemed like they were open to that, but they never got the chance to do that because it was just axed, and they didn't
And
let it happen.
and the the desire for people to want to bootlick a Hulu exec as like, well, it was gonna be bad. Hulu made the right decision. They greenlight every fucking Ryan Murphy show. Like,
My gosh, man.
I can't imagine a world in which I'm like, these executives really know their stuff. Like,
Yeah.
fucking get a life, Jesus Christ.
It's just disappointing, man. It's a disappointing that we couldn't like, muster up the support behind her to get this shit. Like, I don't know. I, yeah,
And I think
I don't know.
most
I'm fussy gay. I'm stomping my feet.
same. I think most fans were in support of it. I really do. I think most fans were excited because, and you and I have talked about this. I do think a new Slayer makes sense. Like,
Hmm.
I don't care how old she is,
Yeah,
whatever, but I do think that makes sense for it not to be just centered around Buffy. I do think it makes sense to have like, and maybe eventually, like, I don't know, like on Buffy, Willow and Buffy were the co-leads by the end, right? Like,
yeah.
and Willow, she was a main character, but she wasn't a co-lead. But by the end, she absolutely was. We could do that with this, right? Like,
Hmm. Well,
sure.
we've done plenty of discussions and episodes on what we would have loved to have seen, and they all include like new Slayers, right? We
Yeah,
thought it would lean a little bit more adult and maybe, include more Slayers because the way we did end the series is we've activated all the Slayers
right.
now, right? And so that was a little unclear on like how we we're gonna move forward, but we also don't know. We have the pilot. That's like about it. We don't really have anything else. We don't know what that world was gonna open up to and gonna look like. I think New Sunnydale sounded fucking stupid to me, right? But like hearing the intention behind it and the idea behind it and it being like, I don't know, sort of a reflection on these big wigs always they're always gonna make money off something, right? I don't know that read true to me. So I was like, okay, well then I can give that a chance, you know?
Well, and that's the thing. Both of us, even if it's an like, I was always going to be giving this a chance, even if I thought
Mhm.
everything sounded dumb. I'd be like, well, I'm going to
Yeah,
watch this. Um, and like, I don't understand. Also, because Buffy wouldn't have made it to where it did if it did wasn't given a chance to grow. Like, it just
yeah.
would not have, right? Like,
Hmm.
I do think Buffy has a really strong start, but it's not. That's not that's not quite the show we get eventually, right? Like it's more monster of the week, a little
Yeah,
goofy. And we like by the finale, we get a lot more serious with like her giving
yeah.
that monologue. But it like had room to grow and you get to know the characters. And I feel like people don't understand that
Well, and
now.
even before it went to air, right? Like they should have had room to kind of like move with it
Yeah.
and do the edits that they were, maybe that were coming down and because I think I don't know, making it more adult, I do think that's valid. And I would prefer to see that. But like they would have done it. They would have done it. They would have written more Buffy. They would have because I think what they wanted to stretch it out into a 90-minute
Yeah.
pilot and include more Buffy. See,
Yeah.
like I don't know, man. It
And
would have happened.
and they even said they didn't get the chance that they did rewrite it for that and they didn't get the chance
Mm.
to shoot it. So like,
That script is not out there,
right.
right? Like,
Yes. So the script we have, which we have had for a while,
very early.
we got it pretty early. Um, we both have read it, right? I've read it.
Yeah, I don't know if I skim
Okay.
read it, so like I don't know. I'm probably missing a bunch of stuff in it, but I don't know. It's in. What did you think of it?
I think it's like a good setup. I don't
Uh,
know. I don't know that out of context, if I read the Buffy season one, episode one script, I'd been like, wow, I'm gonna love this. Like I would have been like, okay.
yeah, I think
Um,
and we discussed some of this on one of those news episodes or whatever, and I think it sounded like they were going to be introducing a sort of like new kind of vampires, the vampires that were stuck in Sunnydale when Sunnydale went down. I don't know. That sounds cool to me. Like,
it does.
introduce new types of vampires and I don't know, a
I
reason for Sunnydale being there, and also little. I guess they were going to include old Sunnydale, so little maybe fringes that didn't go all the way down. I don't know. I'd have thought that a cool visual in my mind as I was reading the script is like when the school buses go and I don't know, they kind of drive over really shitty road onto like brand new, newly paved
right.
road, and
And
that
like
visual sounded pretty
so the
nice.
and we had discussed it with the leaked set photos that it was and spoilers from here on out for the pilot
Mm,
script that might never matter, but we're going to talk about it. It opens, I think it is one of the most clever openings. I love the opening. The opening and the
mm,
end were the only things I had read prior to today. Um, but everyone I knew who had read it said it sounds like a strong start.
yeah.
Nothing, it's not Hush or, The Body, but it's a good start.
Hmm.
And I agree. That's how I felt about it. People have been cherry picking some dialogue. I
I've seen that. It's like so out of context too.
and I gotta say, also sometimes I'm like, do any of you associate with teenagers? Because I do, and this doesn't sound that far from like how I have to talk in the classroom and
Mm,
how they talk in the classroom. And like there's a big difference between in the classroom and out of the classroom. There just is. Um, I'm a teacher where like I don't care if my students curse. So sometimes they'll get a little bit more comfortable and curse. That's fine, who cares? But sometimes they don't. And sometimes they try to use like the most proper language. I had a student stumble recently on saying the word trans because she like I could see her being like, is that offensive to say? Like I could see the girl thinking
mhm.
about it. So yeah, sometimes people do use like stupid internety words. Sometimes I do because I'm like, that's what I should say to them. Some of it was a little clunky. It was,
Yeah.
but that's fine. I don't know. For me, that's not like, oh, this line of dialogue was clunky, so now it means everything was bad.
I mean, the original show, like, it had fantastic writing, but it also has like very dated writing,
Very,
So like,
yeah.
some of it's just dated here,
And
and that's okay. And
I was a teenager when that came out. I don't
yeah,
remember anyone talking like that. And like, I don't know, there was like Clueless and then there was this. And like, for me, this was Buffy was always a little bit of a riff and mix of like those things where like no one really talked like that. No one said as if or whatever. People started saying it because Alicia Silverstone says it in Clueless. And like, I don't know, that was fine. It just was like high level parody 90s. And I think Welcome to the Hellmouth is that too. Like when they're talking about like mochachinos and John Tesh and whatever, and like I don't none of that landed with me, and I was of the age.
it was written by older folks, you
Yeah,
know, and so like older folks are writing this too, and I don't know. I think I think all young dialogue in everything nowadays sounds pretty shitty, and I hate listening to it anyway. So I don't even think that really bothered me as I was reading over it. You know, it just didn't. I was more looking at like, what is the story saying? What is the
yeah,
what's going on in the story? Why are we in fucking Sunnydale again?
right.
Right? And like, I don't know. It was fine.
Yeah.
I think more Buffy is what I would have added. Right?
But I am so I will say the thing that I heard in the original, like from what they filmed, because even the draft that we had, which is now
Mhm.
leaked, they had edited it since then. And I knew that. I had been told that the Slayer's name is Nova in that. That was not the name they went with. Even when they shot it, her name is Rowan,
Yeah.
which was recently revealed by an actor who I'm like, is she gonna get in trouble? Who like posted the call sheet and was like, man, I thought I was gonna be on the show. Um, so Rowan was her name when they shot it. Um, and I was told by by the same person that told me all of this about the script, what was like inaccurate, that
Mhm.
episode 2 was going to be kind of all about Buffy. And that
Yeah.
was always their plan. Like, introduce these new characters, then we get a blip of Buffy, and then episode 2, which I think you and I had said we would love, like, kind of catches up with her, like what she's been
Yeah.
doing. And I do really like the idea of that. I probably would have been crying my eyes out watching that. Maybe I will still.
I do
Uh,
think as like a hook, as a show that's coming back, and we've got to like capture our audience pretty quick. I mean, I guess they would have probably dropped like 3 episodes at once or something. That's kind of the strategy that these
yeah.
things move with. But like, I don't know, a Buffy centric episode 1 would have probably been better. But I don't know, we just flipped them. They're just not, you know.
And like, I don't know. For
I
me,
think I hear a lot of criticism that people saying that like it would have been like a fake out and Sarah wouldn't have been in it that much. It would just been a
yeah.
glorified cameo and it's all centered around the young characters and they would have just promoted her as a bigger part of the show than she would have been. It was called Buffy the Vampire Slayer New Sunnydale. Her name was still there. It was her name, you know?
I yes, correct. Like she was gonna be there. And like
Yeah.
I I think of Scream 5 a lot, which like everyone shut up, I don't care. I think that's a good way to do coming back after that long, where we have to like the new characters. We just do. You have to make them likable. We have to like get to know them. Because otherwise I'm not interested. Otherwise, if for me, if we started with Buffy and then the second episode was introducing the new Slayer, I'd be like, but I don't
Yeah.
care. Um, I wouldn't be hooked. Like for me, it's like if we're introduced to the new characters and then the hook is, look, here's the character you love, then I'm like, ooh, I do need to see more of this because I want to see what they're gonna do with her.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like, in Scream 5. Like Sydney doesn't come in, she gets one scene and then she comes in at the end. And I think that did a good job with Sydney and Gail. Um, I I don't know. For me, that's the one. Those are the ones that work best.
Mm.
Um, but so the opening is, which I saw people out of context. Oh, the girls dress sexy. Yes, because they're cosplaying and it's supposed to be a joke. Like she's
Mm.
supposed to be what a Slayer looks like. I love that her boyfriend is dressed as Blade. For me, that's really clever because they would have the rights to it because Disney owns
Yeah.
Marvel, so they could do that. But it's like a haunted house made to look like Sunnydale High, and I think that is like really fucking clever.
That's cool. That's the way to bring it back in without like completely recreating Sunnydale High.
Yes.
You know, like there's not really a reason. Like again, Sunnydale like just irks me anyway. But I don't know a recreation of Sunnydale High, a recreation of Buffy's house because like I don't know they wanted to just that recreate all of Sunnydale, that would irk me more than just Sunnydale being there, right? And this is just a haunted house. It's just a haunted house. It is just a scene in the episode, right? And then the high school was gonna look probably completely different. Everything was gonna, I don't know. You
Probably one of
know,
those like bigger high schools that they actually film at where it's like
yeah,
giant.
I mean, it looked like they were filming at a real high school,
Yeah.
right? So, mm,
So we get that, and then the girl gets got after it's like,
mm,
oh, she touched one of the like vampire people dressed as vampires. She's leaving. She gets got. I was waiting for a reversal, but I guess that is the reversal, right? Like
yeah,
the school is not the school. That's what you thought it was. Um, and then we go into Nova Rowan. She has a dream. She sees herself in the mirror. Her teeth are falling out. It seemed bloodier, which I liked. Um, because she like
yeah.
looks in a mirror and her teeth start falling out and there's blood on her and
Well,
like
TV sensibilities are so much different now too. Like
yeah,
we aren't really shocked by anything anymore. We're so desensitized as a
that's
society
true.
that, I mean, and this is on Hulu, so it would have been like, oh, we see what Ryan Murphy puts on fucking Hulu. This would have been just fine,
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been anything. But even on network television, this would have been,
Yeah.
yeah.
And like we go into her day, we kind of meet the characters. For me, it was a little hard to keep track of the characters, but like, okay, I know it would be less hard if I'm seeing
If I'm
actors.
seeing them. I'm
Yeah.
seeing their faces. I'm understanding who they are. I like seeing her on the bus. I like seeing the lore that we're building here, right?
Yeah.
I think there was a lot of criticism also around some of the lore and I don't know why they're talking about Slayers like they don't exist or like, why they're questioning if this is a myth. All of that, these are questions
Right.
that they're
Right.
setting up, right? They have to answer these questions later. And I have no doubt they were going to do that. And they were obviously leaning into well, if all these Slayers are activated and this big thing happens in Sunnydale, the government's gonna shut that shit down, and that's not gonna be what they're gonna invent Buffy Summers as a myth, as
Yeah.
this. They're gonna propagandize this entire fucking thing, right? And we have those traces here, right? As they talk about Slayers, as they talk about the lore of this, that, and the other, and I liked how they sprinkled the lore in here.
Yeah. Yeah. I did like that. And you make a good point because I was trying to figure out how to like properly word that. But yeah, it's like, yes, you're right. That does bring up the question of, but there are other Slayers. What happened? That is an on purpose question it is bringing up.
That's 20 something years that they have to fill in, and I guarantee they will fill in some of that. They will do
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
A
Like,
lot can happen in 20 something years.
and like you said, it's not really hard to believe the government would like cover it up and say she's a myth and she's not real.
Yeah.
It's
Especially
really
because
not a
they're scared for
stretch.
their own asses, right? Like if Slayers all jumped up right now, what do you think this Trump administration would be doing? They would be burying
Right.
the hell out of this, right? Collapsing all the towns in.
Like it just for me that makes it a little bit more like relevant to modern times.
Mhm.
And so it's basically like we meet a teacher that we think is going to be the Giles, but he gets turned into a vampire.
Mhm.
Um, and I think the implication is he will be like the new big bad of the season. Because did you read the part he does kill an Uber vamp
Yeah.
when they're doing the spell, and like an Uber vamp comes up and then he kills it, and he's like, "Actually, it's me." I didn't quite understand what was going on, but I liked the nod of like,
I can see enough of it though. Like I
mhm,
understand what they're going for and
"Yes,
kind of what the dude's gonna be looking like. Probably dressed as a little bit of an updated version of
yes,
Giles, like
yeah."
Giles in 2026.
I was thinking that too,
Mhm.
and like
And
I love that there's when the two vampires are they brother and sister? I don't remember if it said they're brother and sister, but it's like the guy and the girl.
they're
They
not a
mention
couple, are they? Are they a couple?
maybe
I don't know. That
oh,
might have been my skim reading. I don't know, but that was Chase. What's her name? Chase Waters. What's her middle name?
Chase Sue Wonders.
Sue Wonders. Wonders, not Waters.
Oh,
Chase
one
Sue
of them is
Wonders.
her. Oh, right, right, right.
Yes, she is that one. And
Ah,
we had pictures of her on set in
yes.
fucking early 2000s garb or 90s garb, and is y'all not
And
gonna give us that?
I also liked the nod to the dude who's wearing a Weezer t-shirt. I was like, oof, clocked. Fuck.
Good shit. And like it's funny because it turns them into what Giles was, or Buff, what the moment Buffy has with Giles in the Bronze in episode one, and she's like that's the vampire because nobody
Yes.
would dress like that and stuff like that, and it just like updates it. So obviously Ian is the
I am.
vampire.
It's me.
Yes. Okay. And like, I don't know, those are clever little like updates that they're making, and like they
Yes.
seem well thought, so
Yeah, no, and I like that shit. And like, we see her, like you said, it's a lot of lore, it's her day. Um, I feel like Ryan Kiera Armstrong seems like she would have been really charming in this role. Like her, I could
the more that
picture.
because I've paid attention to her a lot more since we figured out it was her, right? And so I do think she's charming. I think she's cute. I think I wish she was like older, and maybe she might be when this actually comes out.
Right.
Should be perfect, right? Because I think 15 is like really young, It's really young. For somebody in this world, if they're like wanting this to be like as you know e- as long as even as a show as Buffy, that's something really heavy for a 15-year-old to commit to. um so maybe she'll be a little bit older, but I don't know, she's cute, and her haircut was really cute, and she posted that picture of what she would have looked
I
like
was
with her
very into
messenger
that. Yes.
bag, and like I liked it, I was into it. And she's
Yeah.
at Freddie Prinze Jr.'s birthday party with Scout Kayla Compton. All these fucking people know each other.
Like, man. And
Ah,
and so it ends, we can just fully go into it. It ends with that dude killing the Uber vamp, saying he's the new big bad. And then we get our kicker at the end, which the first so I when I got the script, I only read the opening and the very end, and the end made me cry. Just because I can perfectly picture Sarah Michelle Gellar, like, and the idea that this is Buffy, and
it
like,
didn't seem like it was going to be much. It was going to be just the littlest taste, right? Which
and
sucks. It sucks to think about that. That may be the only thing that she films is like
I know,
returning to Buffy,
I
right?
know.
She didn't even get to lift her leg and do a kick.
But also, if you notice, even that scene is different. It has to be different than what we get, what they filmed. Because what they filmed is her what the scene of her going to work, it says she's in a pantsuit.
Yeah.
And that is not what she's in when they filmed it. Like, so even that was different.
A lot of people giving criticism on that too. See,
Yeah,
it's funny now listening to all of these people giving criticisms because we've known, kind of how she pops up anyway
yeah.
for a little while now. But like people giving criticism that she would never work an insurance job. Like a lot happens in 20 something years. You kind of just survive how you have to survive. And we don't know how she's been surviving this entire time. And I'm guessing with like a YSL bag, she's doing pretty well for herself. But
If you asked me 20
it's
years ago, I would have said, no way, I'll never
that's
be a
kind
teacher.
of what happens, right? Yeah, it's like your young dreams and who you thought you were going to be. First off, Buffy Summers never had a young dream. She didn't think she was going to make it
No.
year to year, right? So she didn't know what life looked like for herself. And maybe when she was able to finally step away, she kind of just folded into this really normal life. And we talked about that. I do think Buffy Summers seems like somebody who would get really comfortable with just her
Yeah.
day job and Real Housewives in the evening,
Yeah.
like I
I
can
could
see it.
I could even see it being like, "Oh, Buffy, my friend, they're looking for a position here. Do you want?" And she's like, sure," and goes in for an interview,
Yeah.
gets it, and then it's just like, "Okay, this is the job I have." Like that.
Especially if you have a government who's suppressing everything, all the work that you did, all of the accomplishments you've done, and
Yeah,
how many times you've saved the world and activated all these Slayers, like how defeating that must be when all of that's undone, and however the way it's undone. And also, I don't because we also see like in this episode, Rowan, Rowan like becomes the Slayer,
yeah.
right? And it's a little too like Mary Sue, but like they'd have figured it out, okay? Also, 8 episodes. Maybe it needed to just be Mary Sue in the first episode. Um, but like, I don't know. I don't believe that she was the only Slayer. I still
Yeah.
think there were other Slayers everywhere. We were gonna meet more Slayers. It's
I would.
just something happened along the way that did undo a lot of those efforts.
You know what I was thinking about when I read it today? I was thinking about, and I know we talked about this, how in the comics when Kennedy, and it was like I liked what they did with Kennedy in the comics, how she has like that like security force, like
Hmm.
higher for hire security group that's all Slayers. I was like, I could see something like that being like all the Slayers kind of have done what Buffy did, but there is a group of them that like are a security for like, oh, we can
Yeah.
be hire us to do like security for celebrities or events. Um, and like that's kind of the way a lot of the Slayers who stayed didn't like go undercover or like get a new name
Yeah.
did. And I wouldn't mind
Because
that.
also, what do you come into your power, you become a Slayer. if something thwarts the because the Scooby Gang didn't even really have a plan, right? Like they kind of just did this thing and then it,
Right.
it happened. If something comes along in the interim before they're able to go and like start finding all of these slayers, then what do you think when you're activated? You just
Right.
think you're kind of just stronger than everybody else. You're just kind of strong and big boned. You
Yeah, like,
know?
oh, I had a weird tremor and
My
now I'm
my knuckles
strong.
are just like
Yeah.
extra,
Yeah.
extra bony. So I can just punch really hard, right? You don't know what the fuck that means. What the fuck you
Yes.
and so I don't know. There's like it was an interesting premise that they set up, and it really did make me wonder, like, what the fuck happened?
Yes.
Um,
And I saw some people that because there were a lot of positive, well, like
mhm.
positive as in like they were looking forward to it and are bummed. And I saw someone say that like in this culture, the reason people are so quick to not think the way you're thinking of like, oh, that's a question for the show is because they're so used to these like 5 episode series that get
Yeah, it's
canceled and
fucking
they have to,
terrible, man.
they're not allowed to place a question. It has to be everything all at once all the time.
You know who still got questions? From. I still don't know if we've figured anything out in that show.
I was very excited about the new season trailer and I was looking up, it was like stuff to know going into the new season. I was like, man, I don't remember
And
shit.
you know what? And they are on the clock every year, like clockwork. They don't let 2 years go by in between, right? And so all the props to them, big claps. But I don't know what y'all doing still. It does take me a lot of refreshers for me to get back into from, right?
I
So like we are
watched
just kind of in that age. Y'all, streaming is fucking killing everything. And I've never been like this crotchety old hag up until this, but now I am fully like raising my fists in there, and I'm like, streaming is ruining
just give us cable.
everything.
Yeah.
Everything is like because we don't even take chances on. It is really bad when you don't even in an age of reboots and revivals and all of this that a streamer won't even take the chance on a proven property already, right? This is already a property that's not being utilized to its fullest
Right.
potential anyway. We got a couple, the comics have been chopped down completely.
Yeah.
Now we've got a couple of books that come in here
And
and
that's it.
there, and that's it. You don't even got James Marsters reading his own book on the Audible, we had a little revival as an Audible series that got cut down because they wanted to do this. They cut everything out. And we said this back then.
We
We said
did.
everything's getting cut out because they're prepping for something. And now what? Everything's been canceled. Everything.
Like, goddamn, at least like give me Slayers back then. Fuck, like give me something. And like it just sucks because I like this universe and I don't think this universe has been done nearly as well. There's been plenty of like that have been like because of Buffy, that's why the show exists, but I don't think any of them have done it as well. And I love the Magicians, and Magicians for me is the closest that did what Buffy did. But even that, like season one is rough of that show.
Yeah.
And like it grows. And our friend Summer Bishop becomes like a main character by the end. And in the first season, she's not in like a handful of the episodes, but they understand
It's
like, oh, this is a good character. So shows need time to grow.
They need time because not everything is going to come out of the gate being the biggest success like Stranger Things was, right?
Right.
Had Stranger Things been just a little bit less successful, imagine we wouldn't have
Right.
gotten any of
Mm-mm.
this. And whatever your opinions are on the final season, everybody was sucking dick on the fourth season, right? And we would have
I
never
was.
got that shit, right?
Yeah.
But like, there is an appetite out there for a creepy crawly, for a darker mystery, for a big bad, and not everything needs to be a Ryan Murphy show. Not
No,
everything. How
no.
many more American Horror Story seasons can they do?
I gotta admit something to you that I've been meaning to tell you. I watched The
Okay.
Beauty because I was like, eh,
I
I
watched the first two episodes, I
I
think.
was like, I like the substance enough, and this is clearly, I mean, I know it's based off a comic book, but
Mm.
like this is clearly that just done into a show with more characters. Sure. It's fine. It was like enjoyable because I had nothing weekly to watch. So it was like, great, I'll watch
Is
that.
it over already?
Yeah, it's over.
Of course it is, because streaming won't even let it go a full season.
The show didn't even complete the season. It just ends and it's like a big cliffhanger and you don't know what's going on and like I was like that's the show? Are you fucking kidding me? Like Because also, I don't know if you've noticed this, so many shows end on huge unanswered where the story isn't finished cliffhangers. I
Mm,
fucking hate that. I don't mind a cliffhanger if it's like introducing something new, but if we're
yeah.
not completing the story we're telling and it ends on that cliffhanger, that fucking
Every
pisses me
season should
off.
have its own story to tell. It should have its own story to tell with little niblets that we take into the next,
Yes.
like
My
Buffy did
example
that.
my example is adult. My only current example I can think of is adults, where not that it's like an in-depth whatever plot show, but they introduce um my boyfriend Paul Walker and Anton hooking up,
Mm.
right? Like they do settle the story in that episode, and then it's like, oh wait, do these two guys want to be together? And that's like a cute little like pushing us into season two for the next story. I just finished Fallout season two, and the whole season felt like a trailer for the next season. Like
Did
it
it?
was just like a story here, a story there. I don't even know what the objective was. And when we ended, it was like, we're gonna
But
go
even
do
shit like
this.
that, like we've got like there's people who watch that shit, who watch the fantasy stuff, who watch the superhero shit, and Buffy the Vampire Slayer is already successful in its own right, and people it would have a built-in audience already.
Yeah.
Which it's a safer bet, right? So like, what are we doing? It's executives.
And so Joe Russo of the Russo brothers, who did
Hmm.
like Avengers Endgame, because people were saying that Sam Geller was lying, he jumped in to be like, I worked on a horror movie and the executive overseeing it hated horror movies. So he just gave shitty notes the
I mean,
entire
how many
time.
times do we have to hear the same fucking story
Right?
over and over? The
It's not hard to
Weinsteins fucked with
believe.
every movie that they ever were on,
Yeah.
right? Go listen to Rob Zombie talk about why he hated making the two Halloween movies that he made, right? And the only reason he made Halloween 2 was so that the Weinsteins would let him out of his three-picture contract. Because he didn't want to fucking work with them anymore. They've been doing this forever. This
And you
is
and I
not
listened,
new.
the Scream oral history book is all about how they never had faith in the series, even after the first movie was like a wild success. They still
Let
did not have faith
creatives
in it.
take over. Let them do it. And then if it comes out and it's shitty, then we say it's shitty and it
Right.
probably gets canceled, right?
Right. Like,
Like,
ugh. I just, people just don't want to give anything. I also think, and I understand, I am a very negative person, but like, let's have hope for something. People love to be like, oh, look, this is bad, and then get 1,000 likes, right? People like that shit. And that's what does well on the internet because everyone's fucking negative. And that's why I do try with Slayerfest to like moderate the comments. I do try to be like, hey, shut the fuck up. Or like, let's reword this. Let's not be so nasty. And some people it does, you know this because I know you always tell me not to, but I there are people that I get to be like, oh, okay, I didn't realize I was like being shitty, or like,
mhm.
okay, you're right. Even some people in these comments, like someone was like, well, now we don't have to be worried about being disappointed because we're definitely gonna be disappointed.
Well, now
And
we
I
don't
was,
get anything. And
and
isn't
I,
that fucking worse?
but like even that person, I was like, I didn't plan on being disappointed. I was looking forward to it. And she even replied like, you know what? Like I was just trying to be optimistic because I'm so bummed it got canceled. And I was like,
Yeah.
fully understandable. Like she was like, I was trying to see the bright side of like, well, if I was let down, now I don't have to worry about it. And like I wish people could chill. Um, because how are we ever gonna get good stuff if every new thing the comments are this is gonna be bad, then like what is going to be good?
Well, we're not going to get anything, period.
Yeah, yeah.
Because everything is. I mean, look, the Night Watchman or whatever the hell, the Night Watch, the Night Man. That's he's going on season 4, I guess. So there's something to look forward
The
to.
hell are you talking about?
I don't know. It's the man from the Strangers movies. Apparently, he's very cute. His name is Gabriel Basso. I don't know, something like that. But he's in the show, and he just got season 4. So we
Well,
celebrate our wins, I guess.
so I was talking about this with Summer Bishel, the reason I brought her
Mm,
up, and she was saying that, I mean, all of my actor friends have said auditions are very hard to come by now.
yeah.
And she was saying she thinks with the success of Yellowstone that a lot of networks are going towards that. Because like that show has like 800 spin-offs. I don't even understand
Evan,
that show's universe.
I, I, I know I would get a little too into it. I'm really excited to watch The Landman. I just haven't I haven't
Is that
dove
in
in
that
yet.
universe?
I don't know if it's in the universe, but I know it's played by the same people.
Okay.
So
And she
yeah.
was saying like because of everything going on in the world and like whatever that people are leaning more towards like Americana type good old
Mhm.
American storytelling, which she didn't mean as a negative, but I take as a negative.
Yeah.
Because I also heard that that was a reason why it was taking so long, is that a lot of places aren't interested in genre anymore because they feel like it doesn't, no one wants genre. And then mixed with her saying she felt like, it wasn't a,
Well, Hulu is already contradicting itself there if that's what they're after, because every Ryan Murphy show is
I don't understand.
everything anti-America anyway, right? Like it's I mean JFK Jr., I guess he's America.
um,
We've got that.
And like, I don't know, I don't want to like go back to where it's like there's not that much genre stuff. Like I like our genre shit. I
Mm.
like getting a like I told you the other day, I made a list of all the new horror movies coming out. There's so many I want to see in the next few months. I made a fucking list of them. That's cool. I like having that problem. Not where it's like, well, there's one next month that I want to see and then another one in 2 months. Like I like that there's a lot of shit.
Mhm.
Um, what do you think? Do you think there's a chance?
I do think there's a big chance actually.
Yeah.
That first day I was really bummed out and I felt sick all day and like I don't know, me and Alistair just kept talking about it and I was really mad at him too. I got like really pissy with him because he was kind of negative about it when it first happened. And I would get excited and talk to him about it and but then I told him like I don't know, it involves Sunnydale and he was like, "Ah, it's not gonna be." He was that person. He was the person. Okay, so I've been boring in my own house. I can't bore on the internet too. But now he's like super bummed about it too because he's like he read the script and he thought it sounded like an episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
And I we were really really bummed out about it, but I think that it seems like Sarah is really trying to push and use the star power that she's got and the current six. Ready or Not 2 is going to be a successful movie. Like
I think so,
it may
yeah.
not make $1 bajillion, right? But it is going to be a successful movie and it's going to be really good for her. It is good that she has this to back her up
Yes,
right
yes.
now as she is kind of making this push. And maybe she's not. Maybe she really is just like trying to burn a bridge real quick on the way out, you know? But it does seem to me that she is trying to rescue Buffy.
I think
She is
so.
trying to be Buffy's hero, like Buffy is our hero, right? And I have to be behind that. I have to believe, and I do believe it actually has helped my mood a lot because I feel like there is a chance with this. I don't know how much of a chance because it's
Right.
going to go one of two ways, right? Like Hulu, the people even higher than this executive will see all of this fan outcry and like this push for this to bring Buffy back, and they'll be like, you know what, let's do it. Or they're going to be like, Sarah Michelle Gellar will never touch a Hulu
Right.
property ever fucking again, and that
Right.
is very possible as well, right? Like it's going to
Right.
go one of
Well,
those two ways.
and I think I was told that one of my sources said the crew was staying silent on purpose. Right. And
Mm,
the person I know that worked on it also, I was like, now do you want to send me all the stuff you weren't allowed to send me? And the person was like, I'm still not like cool with doing that yet. And I was like,
yeah.
all right, fair enough. I even said to the person, I was like, because I was like, I do understand because I would send it to my best friends. I just would.
Hmm.
Um, as that person has the video of Chloe Zhao presenting Sarah Michelle Gellar with the umbrella,
Yeah.
and I mean, I'm texting that to you. And
Absolutely.
also, I'm crying about it if I'm watching
But I can
it.
imagine everybody's probably in costume. They've probably got a set behind them, right? Like that's stuff that we're not there yet. We're
Yeah,
not ready to just start spilling everything, selling off our props and.
yes. And so like the person told me the crew's staying silent in case because
Hmm.
people feel like there's been such an outcry. And I really don't think Hulu thought, which I don't understand. I don't know how you
I
could like exist in
don't
pop culture and
understand the
not.
people who run these companies
Yeah.
because it seems like every time we hear something about people who run these companies, these big studios, it seems like they've never seen a movie or a TV show before.
Right.
Like they Buffy the Vampire Slayer, the movie has a big fan base.
Right.
We're
Like,
like, it's a show too.
it feels, I forget. Did you watch The Studio, the Seth Rogen show?
No, I didn't.
It was really funny, but I don't know if you would like it, but I kept hearing that like a lot of people were like, "Oh, it's really accurate" because everyone's a bumbling idiot, and like Seth Rogen he like just recently becomes a studio head, and he is terrible at his job. And I heard a lot of people saying that it was the most accurate to how the executives work. Like,
Yeah.
he just liked hanging out with celebrities and he would try to impress them. I think Charlize Theron is in episode 2, and she has to tell him off and kicks him out of her party because he's so stupid.
Mm.
That he keeps like accidentally offending people or walking into shots. And that really does make me feel like this is what's going on. Because
It
like you
just
said, it
feel
feels like they've
yeah.
never seen a movie.
It's just so baffling to me because I just don't understand. Then what do they think is popular? I get that Ryan Murphy shows are popular, and if you love Ryan Murphy shows, I have to tell you, I love that love story. Like I'm all in on that, right? So like, there's something for everybody. There's the people who love all's fair. There's the people who love the beauty, right? Like that's what TV is supposed to be. Is like tons
Right.
of different things for everybody, right? And that's how you big you build like a successful sort of like rounded out year of TV on streaming, but the shitty part is we're on fucking streaming. Um, and it's just like we feel so gridlocked in here because they're not doing anything with the Buffy the Vampire Slayer product, and they don't even want to bring it back and generate new dollars on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So why do you want to hold on to the property?
Right.
Sell it.
Just
But they
sell it
won't do that. Disney's greedy as fuck. They're not going to sell the
and
Buffy the
sell
Vampire
shit.
Slayer
Yeah.
property. But I know, you know what? And my brain tells me, no, another studio would absolutely, or another streamer would absolutely pick it up. But we don't even fucking know this shit
Right.
because they all are the same,
Right.
right?
And because I also still don't fully understand. And it is funny seeing people in the comments get confused as well. Because someone was like, "What are you talking about? Hulu was dissolved. It's Disney." I'm like, "Right, Disney owns it, but Hulu still exists." And yes, I don't understand.
I will be the first to say I'm confused too. I don't fucking get any of this shit. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't. And they did this to Lizzie McGuire too, so I know they're fully capable of just leaving it in the dust and the dirt and in the mud and
That's the
not
thing that
giving it to
worries
us
me
at all.
most, honestly.
Because they could just be like, I don't give a fuck, right? Greenlight a new Ryan Murphy show and we'll fill in the time slot.
Give me another Western. Great. That
Give
dude's
me,
got another one.
I'll take a Western. I love a Western. Give me Buffy in the West. I'll take it. It's just the whole thing is so disappointing because we're just not getting, like, it does feel like streaming is killing all content now.
Yes. Yes.
It's not just affecting, the shows that can't even get off the ground after a season, or get canceled after a season. Now it's going into this should have been like a tried and true thing. This is something that like people have been trying to get her to do for a
Right.
really fucking long time, right? And you can tell me that I think had okay, I'm gonna bring him up, Joss Whedon, right? I think had he been involved in this, and like all the people who are like, it's Josh's show, of course he has to be involved in this. Like this, he is the one that would make this work. The writing would be correct. He has the vision for it. All that. I don't even think he would have gotten this shit off the ground. I think it still would have been dead because they just don't seem to get it. And
Yeah.
it goes way beyond Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I hope
Yes.
everybody's kind of I know I'm rambling, but I hope everybody's kind of understanding what I'm trying to say is that like we are just in such a dark time for movies in the theaters, for TV, everything's on streaming now. We don't have anything anymore. We don't have anything to live in anymore. We don't have any it's I don't know. Here's what I'd like to see what happened though. Um If we can't get this show off the ground, turn this shit into a fucking movie. Just expand it, open it up a little bit, and give us a movie that has the potential to go on to like a couple of sequels, right? Buffy the Vampire Slayer, New Sunnydale sounds like a perfect streaming movie title to me.
Right. Right.
And then who is it really gonna piss off, really? And how many dollars really have to go into it? You can film it, you can get it done, you can put it out, and you can see how it does.
And I feel like I need to say this again because I don't know if I actually said it. Like,
Sure.
I do fully understand there were issues. It was retooled a lot because there was a lot of people who like were doing gotchas with me with that. And I'm like, no, I know that. There were
Yeah.
issues. Doesn't mean there weren't issues, but as the original Buffy pilot replaced the Willow actress, like you can do these things where you just replace an actor, you just rewrite the script and like we said they said in the Deadline article, it was rewritten but it wasn't reshot, so
Yeah.
like give it the chance for that. I think I mean, anything that I'm like, well, this is what I want. I'm like, but that wouldn't happen. Because in my brain, I'm like, film episode two,
Hmm.
put them together and do what you said, but put it out as like, let's see what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And if it does well, because like there's been backdoor pilots before that's like, I don't know, I can think of a lot that haven't worked from the 90s, but I do think it could work as like a standalone movie. I saw, and this is where just people theorizing that maybe they could just like do a movie and then they could decide, okay, that did well, we'll do another one instead of a series, which like fucking sure, I don't care, whatever. But I actually do, and I know we didn't get to see her, so this is me making a little bit of a stretch, but I did find Ryan Kira Armstrong has seems very likable and charming.
Yeah.
I would still like her to be the next Slayer. I really would. I don't want, and imagine being 15, getting this dream job,
Hmm.
and then it's passed on. And like Hulu ordered
I
it.
don't.
They
I feel
like,
like she's gonna do really well in her career, though. I
I
don't know.
hope so.
She
I
seems
hope
like a
so.
Disney darling right now.
Um, but like I just like I don't know. For me, the thing I would want is not to cut her out if we do something else. Like
Hmm.
fine, you want to fully rewrite the script, that's fine, but like keep her as
We
the
got
new
we got a lot
Slayer.
of Slayers. We've already set
Yeah.
up that lore. We've got a lot of Slayers. She can be one of the Slayers. That's fine. It's just like we at least make this a movie. Movie will cost much less money to produce anyway, right? We can do it as a movie, make it shorter, a good 2 hour movie. Um, that can either act as a door to something else if it's very successful, or a nice little epilogue chapter that people are going to come in, they're going to watch, and then it's going to be there, it's going to
Right.
exist, and it's going to be, and we can leave it at that. But like to get this far along is such a slap in the face to fans of this franchise and the people who are putting fucking money into your fucking Hulu and Disney pockets.
Yes.
And like I canceled that shit. I'm like I canceled it and Alistair wrote bring Buffy back and a
Oh,
little
you did?
reason why. Yeah. So I hope that does something. Because I don't fucking know. It just doesn't make any sense to me. The whole thing doesn't make any sense to me.
Especially a thing that I keep going back to is how much Hulu promoted it, which is wild, right? Like
Yeah.
that doesn't seem like that's the norm that the pilot is ordered, the network promotes the shit out of it, and then the network is like, nope, never mind. Like that
Hmm.
feels like because they greenlit the pilot, so I don't they read the script and greenlit it, so I don't understand. But that for me is the extra insult is the fact that Hulu announced there was the new Buffy show. Hulu was putting Buffy everywhere. And it's like, but why did we do that if
And why
we
can't we just replace the guy doing it, right? Why can't he go work on the Ryan Murphy shows and we can just get
right?
somebody else on this one who like at least gives the tiniest little piece of shit more, at
Put the
least,
one
right?
gay executive on it. He'll love it. Right?
Anything, man. Like I just feel like I don't know.
Yeah. No, I agree. Hire me and Zach. We're available. We're
I do.
willing.
I don't want to end it on like a super sour note. So I do feel like I feel very juiced up and very hopeful. Like she has made me feel that way, and this is why I'm a Sarah Michelle Gellar fan. Is like
She's
she just care
very
about what she
smart.
cares about. Yes, she's very smart. She cares about what she cares about. I was telling Ian that if acting hadn't worked out for her, she probably would have been a wonderful
PR
PR
person.
lady.
Isn't that what she plays in Sex and the City? In her
Does she? I
episode, isn't
don't
she like a PR
remember.
person?
Probably. I just remember her there. I don't remember her.
But like,
No.
and I was thinking because we were talking about that, I was thinking of Matt Van Dyne, the season seven costume designer.
Hmm.
He praised her up and down all the time. He was always praising Sam Michelle Gellar, and he did once say she does not misspeak.
Yeah.
Everything she says is very thought out, is very on purpose. That like she is not someone who messes up. Christine Sutherland, when I just interviewed her a few weeks ago, said that she learned a lot acting with Sarah Michelle Gellar because Sarah Michelle Gellar never messed up. And like that has been
Hmm.
consistent. Cause I don't know if, did you watch it? She like the story she tells of Sarah Michelle Gellar being like, you're in my light, but like very politely, but just like, you're in my light. And she was like, oh my
Yeah.
God. So I think about that. I've been thinking about that in terms of this. Like, I think Sarah Michelle Gellar understands the fan base. She
Mm.
understands that now every comment on Hulu's Instagram is just people mad about Buffy. So I do think, while no, of course this isn't a fucking lie. Sarah Michelle Gellar is not like someone who puts out like lying PR statements. Um, I do think it was because she knows it will draw up more
She's
chatter.
doing what she can, right?
Yeah,
She's using the power that she has, and that's really all she can do. This is
right.
either going to happen or it's not. And just I don't know, as a fan base, that's we got to rally around the things that we
Yeah,
are important to us, and so rally around it, you know.
yeah,
And I implore you, even if you thought the show was going to be bad, if you were hating on it, you know, a little bit, just like understand that some people really want it, and
yeah.
that can't be bad. That can't be bad.
Right.
The show exists. We've all got the box sets,
Doesn't
so like,
hurt
just
anybody.
pull it out, right?
Yes.
I'll watch it with you. I'll watch the
Yeah.
old show with you. I'll
You
fill
can,
you in on the new stuff.
you can listen to me and Zach talk about the
We
old
wanted to do
episodes.
coverage on
Yeah.
every single episode of the new show,
Yeah.
right? So like
So if you
they're
really
probably
hate us
like,
talking, I know.
I'm really not gonna support it
Now
now.
I don't want to. And like I gotta say, I wrote a piece for Pop Heist, Brett White's site, that I'm actually gonna send him after this. I just finished editing it. It really like, and I had talked to you about this. It reinvigorated me with the podcast, like being like, oh shit, we're gonna have new Buffy content. Like
Mhm.
that is fun. That is that like really I was kind of like, what am I doing with the podcast? Like the angel numbers weren't that great. And it really reinvigorated me. And this has been such a like kick in the fucking nuts to that like re-energized.
I feel like it's gonna happen.
I do think something.
I think that's where I'm at. Is
I
like
kind of agree.
cooled down maybe the original vision not there, but something is gonna happen with it. And if it doesn't, which gay over at Hulu do we have to pay to release the pilot? To
I,
drop it in a Dropbox for us.
I got two
Okay.
holes.
I've got another two. Okay. We
Zach,
can make this work.
Zach and
We'll
Alistair
figure
got
this
four at
out.
their house, so
I will sell nudes for the Buffy the Vampire Slayer pilot. You know what? Not sell nudes. I will give you the nudes. I will give you all the sex tapes on my phone for that
Jesus
pilot.
Christ. I will also give you those. I don't have any of those. I have nudes though. Or I won't. All right. Well, this was nice to talk about. It was nice to get out. I was like excited to talk about this with you. I do feel, even talking to you about this, I do feel a little bit more hopeful about it.
I
Um,
do. I do. I feel hopeful because of her. It is
yes.
because of her. Just that is my driving point. It is because of her. I wonder if Chloe Zhao is going to end up saying anything
I was wondering that
else
too.
about it,
Yeah.
right? It is funny that, you know, as she showed up on the red carpet wearing a veil, that was very much a nod to her film Hamnet.
Yes.
That everybody was saying it's because she's mourning Buffy.
Did you see the interview with her? Where she's like, "This is not about Buffy."
I haven't been able to watch any of that. No.
She on her red carpet
That's made me
interview,
too sad.
she said something. She was like, "This is," and she talked about the reference to Hamnet, and it's like a crow, the death or the rebirth or whatever. And
Yeah,
she's like, "It is not a reference to Buffy, but it also applies."
exactly.
And I thought that was funny, but also she seems like such a weird, nonsensy, like crystals.
She knows Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Her answer about who Buffy's best boyfriend was the answer I needed to know that she knows Buffy the
Yes,
Vampire Slayer. So I don't know. And two-time Best Director Oscar nominee,
one
one-time
win.
winner. She
Yeah,
has a win. You had an Oscar-winning director who wanted to take on this project, right? Ah,
all right. Well, if you like Slayerfest 98, you can find us on all social media platforms at SlayerFestX98. You can support us on Patreon. We're going through every episode of Buffy as it turns 25. We just did the body. I cried a lot. Zach has fielded a lot of my breakdowns about it. And yeah, main feed, we're
is
covering
there a
Angel.
petition for this Buffy thing for the
There are a lot. I've been tagged in so many. I'm like, I don't know which
which
one
is
is
the
the correct
biggest?
one. I don't
Yo, we gotta
know.
do one petition.
Yeah.
A single petition, yo.
And so that's the only reason why I haven't pushed any forward because I'm like, I don't want to push the wrong one. And like,
Mm.
but send us if you know the one that's the big one, send it over.
Hmm.
Because I've been trying to see like, okay, but which one is the one? You know what I mean? Like, um, But yeah. And hopefully the next Buffy revival episode has great news.
I don't know if I could keep doing this.
I know.
My emotional toll.
But we appreciate y'all listening. Be nice in the comments, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bah.